Hey, this is Marilyn Gigliotti.
Hey, this is Brian O'Halloran.
Hey, everybody. My name is Scott Schiaffo, actor best known as the Chulies Gum Guy from the film Clerks.
And welcome to Clerks Minute.
You're listening to Clerks Minute.
And I'm not even supposed to be here today.
Hello and welcome back to Clerks Minute, the show where we look back at the 1994 Kevin Smith classic, one incontinent man minute at a time. I'm Blake.
I'm Kyle.
And we're looking at minute number 48 of Clerks. It's just you and me back together again this week. Yeah. No guests, just us. No problem. We're having some fun. We come back and Dante is back putting up the light that we were talking about with Mark in the last minute when we were joking about how the fact that he could probably catch things on fire or electrocuted. Well, what's funny about it is we had this conversation, then we press play, and this old man comes up and says, "Be careful." Were you listening to us in the last episode of our show? Like, what timing?
Hey, be careful up there.
And I don't know how Dante's answer is, "I'm trying." Yes, okay, I'm trying.
Yeah.
So, do you happen to know who our old man here is, by the way?
I looked him up. That's Al Berkowitz, and this is his only movie.
Oh, wow. Must have been a friend of Kevin at this point, or somebody that came in just for this movie.
Yeah.
So,
and I swear to God, this guy...
That's so creepy.
The guy, he seems like he's playing the nearly stereotypical Jewish old guy. Right. This guy is making Laurence Olivier and the jazz singer look subtle.
Well, the old man, as is in the script, I can't get over how ridiculous this conversation truly is. Because he goes and says, the insides of those are filled with stuff that gives you cancer. Yeah. Okay. I can go with that. That can go with that.
Okay, valid point.
Okay. I had a friend. That used to chew glass for a living in the circus.
And what, he got cancer from eating fluorescent glass?
No, he got hit by a bus. What? Wait, what? I can't. How did one get to the other?
But what? He probably had cancer.
How did he get from eating glass to he got hit by he got hit by a bus? It's like, what? How did we get there? Escalated really quickly. Dante doesn't have any comment on this, so it's like, okay, can I help you? And the old man wants to use the bathroom. We'll get to that in a minute. But we paused the frame here because we were in a new angle of the store. And we were trying to the big magazine rack right behind them. And we're trying to read the magazines. And I think what I've gotten down here is Tattoo Magazine, which is a couple of issues up there for that. We're also freeze framed on it now, so we can read anything else. We have a freeze framed here. Then we have Gallery, which I don't know what Gallery magazine actually is, to be quite honest with you. It is so random. And then, of course, you said you found a High Society up there, which, of course. And then there's randomly Wild West magazine, which I don't know what the hell that is. Why is it New Jersey at that?
Gallery's a porno mag.
Of course it is. What about Wild West?
Okay,
that's an interesting one. Also in the back, we have a whole bunch of tape set up. There's also Kodak like disposable camera and film setup going on back there. There's a whole bunch of batteries. And by the way, we were trying to figure out what the save 25 cents thing. It's actually a battery area where you can actually save 25 cents on your batteries. Which how nice. That's actually not a bad deal depending on the kind of batteries you get. So those are a couple of things. We just can't read all the covers just due to the quality of the
Wild
film.
West is basically just a historical magazine.
Sitting there with the porn mags. Of course it is. Why not? Why the hell not? So, our old man here, he wants to use the bathroom. And Dante, he's just doing what he says he has to do. It's an employee bathroom only. Fair enough. Fair enough. But this guy can't take no for an answer, apparently. Oh, geez, he can't say no to another. He said, I understand, but can I use it? I'm not that young anymore, so I'm kind of, incontinent. You were joking at the beginning that this is like the typical Jewish. This is straight out of freaking. It feels like like Mel Brooks and Rabbi Tuckman. I think this is straight out of that. It's so. This is pre Robin Hood Meditation. That's the funniest part.
Yeah.
This is pre that, but it's just funny. This guy reminds me of Mel Brooks in that movie. So. Okay, this is the best part for me, though. He goes to the back, it's back through the cooler, and then we're literally sitting here. I wrote down the time codes, because I'm like, really? This is ridiculously long. He walked away at 48 seconds, and we're literally sitting here watching Dante do his work.
Yeah.
And Dante do his work. 9 seconds later, 9 seconds go by. The camera doesn't move. There's nothing going on in the frame. Nothing's happening for 9 full seconds until he comes back and asks about the toilet paper.
Yeah.
You were joking around with me. What the hell are people thinking watching this? That they're literally in 9 seconds and just sitting there at this.
We're just watching somebody fritter away their afternoon here.
9 full seconds. I can't imagine that happening now. I cannot imagine anything like that happening nowadays. There's no way in hell. So what is with old men that they have to worry about the little details?
Yeah.
See what kind of toilet paper you got back there?
Yeah. Well, let's be quite honest. This kind of the back there is probably one that reduces your ass to a bleeding cinder when you use it.
Well, irony is, if he's so worried about the toilet paper, can he just go over to the aisle we just were in? We were just in that aisle with toilet paper in it. Can he just go over there if he's so worried about it, grab a roll and pay for it and go in there and take care of it himself? Like, is that really an issue? Like, what's the problem here?
He's cheap.
True. Very, very true. As we'll learn more in the next minute. You know what I like about the fact that it's just you and me? We can cut the show off a little bit and have shorter episodes, which is not a bad thing. But actually, I do want to say something as we're starting off February here on this show. I want to thank everybody that's listening to this show. We're hitting ridiculously high numbers for a show that has short episodes. And I say this because I do another show that we do hour to 2 hour episodes, and our numbers over here are second to only that show on our network, which is insane. I never thought I'd be competing with myself on our network when it comes to numbers. So it's a pretty big deal. Thank you so much for joining us since August to do this show with us. We got plenty more movie to go. But yeah, thank you so much. And as I mentioned, we're part of the Filling Boy Podcast Network. You can find us there. Find the Blake and Sal Show. Find Boy Meets Retrocast. And everything else going on over there. Rate and review us at iTunes, Apple Podcasts, whatever you call it, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, etc., etc., etc. If you hear us, rate and review us. We want to hear from you. We want to know what you like about us, because I know people are listening, and people are telling me on Facebook, and our Facebook group, and our Clerks Convenience Store listener group, and we have a lot of people in there. People have been joining left and right. It's actually been really, really cool. And join the conversation about these minutes and what's going on in minutes, and talk to us. We do have people talking to us in there. It's actually really cool. Join the conversation with us. We'll let anybody in as long as you're not a spam bot. That's pretty much how it works. That's why we're doing a closed group, just so spam bots don't come in. So, that being said, thank you so much for listening to our show. And we'll be back on Wednesday to finish up this weird scene with this old man that looks like Mel Brooks, apparently. Yeah. So, till then, I'm Blake.
I'm Kyle.
Thank you so much for listening. Have a good day.
What kind of toilet paper you got back there?
Snoring, smoking weed, doing coke, drinking beers, rolling fatties, smoking blunts. Who smokes the blunts? We smoke the blunts, rolling blunts and smoking.